We're talking politics with Jim Sullivan of the Boston Globe. When you see his byline in the paper, do take time to read whatever it is he's writing. Jim, let's talk a little bit about what's happening in the race for governor. Let's start with the Democrats. Juliette Kayyem, who is one of three sort of outsider candidates hoping to get the 15% at the state convention next month to get on the ballot, has turned up the heat on Democratic frontrunners Steve Grossman and Martha Coakley, essentially claiming they're a couple of stale leftovers who lack the boldness that we need in the next governor. Did that surprise you that she did that, and with what potential impact?
I don't think it's particularly surprising. I think what Kayyem is trying to do, as we, like you said, get closer to the convention, and she's not assured of the 15% threshold of delegate support at the convention that she'll need to get on the ballot, is she's trying to break through. And I think you've seen the other two, for lack of a better term, second-tier candidates in Don Berwick and Joe Avalone try different approaches to the same thing. Don Berwick has really approached the idea that he's sort of this liberal savior, that he wants the single payer. Joe Avalone has tried to connect with sort of more moderate voters. He's really the only sort of centrist Democrat, fiscally centrist Democrat, socially liberal Democrat in the race. So what each of these three is trying to do is to sort of crack that top tier and get in the game with Grossman and Coakley, who are, at this point, far and away ahead.
Is Kayyem potentially tapping into a strain of dissatisfaction, at least in the universe of the convention delegates, with Grossman and Coakley?
I think that remains to be seen, but that strain is certainly out there. Neither Grossman nor Coakley has lit the grassroots on fire. You know, we've sort of become used here in Massachusetts to an outsider candidate coming in, whether it's Deval Patrick in '06 or Elizabeth Warren, coming in and sort of lighting people on fire and saying, hey, I'm going to speak to your issues, I'm going to speak to the base, I'm not going to sort of triangulate myself to the middle. And none of these three outsider candidates has tapped into that. And that's out there because neither Grossman nor Coakley owns that stream yet.
Well, we just have a minute left here, and I can't wrap without talking a little bit about the Republican side, where frontrunner Charlie Baker is taking some heat over his role in a firm he worked for, scoring a multi-million-dollar contract with the state of New Jersey's pension fund just months after Baker donated 10 grand to the state GOP down there. Martha Coakley's calling for a federal probe of this. The Globe has done some good reporting on this, but I still don't see any clear illegality here. Is this a problem for him going forward, briefly?
Well, I think at this point it's more of a political problem. It remains to be seen. There's tremendous doubt about whether it will be a legal problem. Right now it's a fairly thorny political problem that he hasn't talked his way out of yet.
Yeah, and it is May.
It's May.
With the election being...
And who's paying attention besides you and me?
Yeah, excellent point. Well, hopefully some of our viewers. Thanks, Jim.
Thanks, John.
Always great to talk to you.
Good to see you.
Read Jim O'Sullivan in the Boston Globe. That's it for me. Now, back to my colleagues for more WBZ News.